Dark and Light is making its grand return after originally releasing in 2006 and then shortly after being shut down in 2008. How has the game evolved since being shut down? Dark and Light was a rather ambitious title for the MMO genre. It was boasting its world size, but quantity isn't always the best thing about a game, right? Well, in this case, the world size definitely lends itself to the survival-esque theme where the core mechanics are extremely important to those who are trying to outlast the constant changing of environments. With over 40,000 kilometers of world to explore, the developers are saying that its newly revived experience is a sandbox at its core, yet it's even more of a sandbox than they had initially envisioned. I'm not sure how one can be more of a sandbox than a sandbox, but, well, this is only the base for which this MMO builds itself upon. Dark and Light presents a beautifully woven cross between past cultures and their ways of life, as well as a dynamic world that is said to be very realistic, yet wonderfully magical. 3 factions split the world, where persistent confliction is constantly at the forefront. You choose between humans, elves, and dwarves, all who represent individual beliefs and cultures, as well as giving a little bit of a different benefit, so choosing your race will unfortunately be swayed a little bit by some racials. Nonetheless, each faction will be attuned to a specific city that will provide protection for players as well as a place for socializing. Currently, we know that the early access for this game will be in November or December, and they say that it's going to be released before the end of the year, so until it gets pushed back, we are hoping that it releases in November or December, meaning that you will have to buy some sort of package or a bundle in order to get the benefits, which will include access to the early access. You may be wondering about the combat or the gameplay. Well, the combat grants a nice combination of modern survival and an action RPG combat system, in which the player will be tested not only by over 50 different types of creatures that are found through the air, land, and sea, but they will also be on the lookout for enemies from opposing factions. Building is a great way to protect yourself, but you will also need to equip your character with the best set of material to make sure that no one is messing with you. Dark and Light's combat is actually extremely interesting in my opinion, because you will be able to choose from more than 10 different types of skills and weapons, and then from there, you're able to combine skills and dodge rolls to defeat your enemies. The combat is also very dynamic in that pet taming is a large feature because the player has the ability to tame and ride dragons. Yes, you get to ride them and perform some amount of combat on them. Magic also plays a very important role within the game because the player has to choose only one single certain magic to master instead of all of them, which is going to help them survive. This feature actually excites me a lot because they focus on quality instead of quantity. They are not trying to push all of the skills that they possibly have at your face, instead they're allowing you to choose one and master it. Resources will be a commodity in-game due to the rarity of these materials that upgrade the player's equipment, also allowing for expansion of their settlements. Now, these materials are specified to a specific region, meaning that each region serves an individual necessity for building and acquiring new gear. These regions will be vastly beautiful and also will range anywhere from ice-chilling mountain ranges to grimy swamps. Now, if you're looking for a place to build, I think there's a few tips that should be in order before you do so. First, you're going to want to acquire a lease for land from the land manager that can be found in the main city. Also, remember this is a seamless sandbox, so anything and everything that you do build in the world can and probably will be broken by other players, so settling in with some defenses should be one of your first concerns after building the bare essentials. Lastly, as I mentioned before, materials will vary in the places that you loot them from, so make sure that you do a little bit of exploring of each region, or just in general some exploring, and gather as many materials as you can before putting together a small house. Cycling through day and night bestows problems for the players very similar to how Black Desert's creatures change once nighttime rolls around. Yet I haven't found any information pointing to if they are going to give more experience at night, so keep that in mind as well. Alright, so the developers have come out and said that there's going to be both PvE and PvP servers, but dying in open world PvP will result in fully lootable bodies, so yes, you can lose everything on you. Now, there are ways that you're able to allocate some of your skill points into a couple of different paths that's going to help for survival in the open world, as well as they're saying that there's going to be some special recipes that can be used for increased survivability. Unfortunately, Dark and Light will not feature a storyline, and it even goes as far as having absolutely no quest. The game's structure is focused on more freedom than linear progression, so you will have the opportunity to choose between a guardian, those who protect the land, a warrior, someone who fights against the darkness of the land, or someone who tries to conquer the land by destroying all of it. Between these three, you also have the ability to be a fightless character by simply just being a craftsman or an adventurer. Politics are a major element within this game because it plays towards the corruption and conflict within the game. So those who are in determination for conquering the land and taking over it with pure power can do so if they build their own empire. From there, choosing allies intertwines the survival side with the political side and should definitely create for some exciting gameplay. Lastly, remember that there is going to be fatigue within the game and that stamina plays a very large role, so coming equipped with food and drink I think should be stressed when you adventure through the various environments. Okay, so all in all, the game looks very good right now, but I'm still slightly skeptic of how it will play. All of the features sound very intriguing, but I would like to see the confirmation of whether it's third person or first, as well as how it will work out all the kinks with the fully lootable option. I would like to know if you guys are excited for the resurrected version of Dark and Light. Let me know in the comment section below. That's gonna do it for me, and I'll see you guys in the next one.